We encourage clients to schedule an audit as early as they can because oftentimes security companies like us have a backlog. And so we want to ensure that we have enough time to fit clients into our schedule so that they can meet their deadlines, but also we can fit them into the auditing schedule that we have established. The auditing process at Veridise has a couple of steps. So first of all, if your protocol is particularly sensitive, we're always happy to sign an NDA before we get access to the source code. We then will perform a quote, where in order to get a quote, we have to get access to your source code to do a very quick review to determine the size and complexity of the code base. That will determine the price of the audit, but also the starting date of the audit, which is going to be included in the quote. After that, if the quote is accepted, we will start the auditing process. During the audit, you will first get access to Audit Hub, which is our proprietary auditing platform, where you'll be able to engage with auditors during the course of the audit. During the audit, you'll also meet with our auditors several times if it's a longer audit so that they can ask you questions, but also so that they can report the findings in person. You'll also be able to find those findings within Audit Hub itself. As the audit continues, more and more findings will be found, and eventually we will converge to the end of the audit where we will deliver a final report. In that final report will include all of the vulnerabilities found during the audit, but also will include the current status of those vulnerabilities, because post-audit we'll also go and ensure that any vulnerabilities that we found during the audit are actually fixed, and as they become fixed, we will indicate the current status in that final report. The way that you should prepare for a security audit is to first make sure you understand the scope and ensure that the scope has everything that you want to be included in the security audit. In addition to that, you want to make sure that any feature that you want to be included in the security audit are present at the time of the audit so that when we establish a code freeze, it includes all of the features that you want to have audited. Additionally, we strongly recommend that clients make sure their code builds, because oftentimes our auditors will use tools to produce things like proof of concepts, and that's much more difficult to do if the code is not in a state where it builds. Additionally, it is very helpful if the developers spend time producing documentation, which can be referred to by the auditors. We strongly recommend that developers have a high test coverage when they come to us for an audit. This is for a couple of reasons. One is because tests can provide additional information to the auditors about the intended behavior of the protocol, but we've often found that tests can find vulnerabilities early before the audit. That way, during the audit, we can focus on more deep vulnerabilities within the protocol rather than calf chain, more surface level vulnerabilities. For those who are looking for an audit, again, we would strongly recommend that you engage or start planning your auditing needs early and start contacting auditing companies like us to ensure that we are able to schedule you in a time that aligns with your release schedule.